Nos mantenemos de pie para escuchar y entonar las estrofas del himno nacional argentino.
Argentine national anthem bellowed out with pride and passion from this sizable crowd here in Buenos Aires, and before that the national anthem of Paraguay, led here by head coach Juan Pablo Feliu. 16 teams from across the Americas set to compete in this qualifying campaign. 4 groups of 4 in this first round after 6 games across 3 windows. The next 2 of which come in February and June. The top 3 from each group go to the second round, and there'll be 2 groups of 6 with records that do carry through from this first round to the second round. 6 more games in that next stage across 3 more windows next August and November, and finishing in February 2023, when the top 3 from those groups, along with the best 4th place team, will make up the 7 teams at the 2023 World Cup from the Americas. Peralta, Riveros, and the other Peralta, Dosse and Sanchez, the starting 5 for Paraguay. Many of those players play together in their domestic league, which has recently finished. They've had a couple of weeks together to prepare for this, longer than Argentina. They will hope that added cohesion and the fact that they've also played in pre-qualifiers to get here will bridge the gap in terms of the FIBA World Rankings. Juan Pablo Feliu was actually born in Argentina, but otherwise he's completely Paraguayan. He's worked with the national team in various roles for the last 19 years, now in his 2nd stint as head coach of the men's team. Paraguay have only ever made the World Cup twice in their history. Haven't been to the big stage since 1967. And their previous appearance coming in 1954. This is the starting 5 for Argentina. Mata, Delfino, Brusino, Romano and Galizzi. Several veterans in there. Standing out Carlos Delfino, who's 39 years of age now, the ultimate veteran, winning 2 Olympic medals, playing in the NBA and amassing decades of experience on the national team. Marcos Mata, also extremely experienced at the age of 35, has played in big tournaments at international level, the 2012 Olympics in London included. They've got a new head coach this time around, Che Garcia, who says he's proud and excited to have been trusted to coach the 7th ranked nation in the world. Appointed in September, he sent information on the game plan to the players at their clubs, but only had a few days to actually work on it since the last domestic league game in Argentina, which was on Sunday. Argentina Still the favourites, but Paraguay with the extra preparation time. Argentina's silver medalists at the last World Cup in 2019, losing to Spain. They also won silver in 2002. They were world champions all the way back in 1950.
Juani, Nico, Tasha, Marco, Carlito. Marco se va. Viene Carlito acá, a ver si le entra la bola para que se vaya en bandeja. No va. Nico, venís. Slip y abrís. Tasha. Subís. Vos tratás de buscar como que te la dé, para que te niegue. Carlito, bola acá. Handoff, puerta de atrás. Caída, corta, Carlito acá. ¿Estamos? Corta Nico, lo que hacemos en el rol. ¿Estamos? Vamos. Vamos, ¡Ey! Primer objetivo. Un kill. Dale, va. Toma, oro.
Here we go then. The long, winding path towards the biggest event on the FIBA calendar begins for these two nations here tonight. 16 teams from across the Americas have to be whittled down to 7. And those 7 will play on one of the biggest stages in the sport at the 2023 World Cup. With first round records carrying through to the second round, every game really could be decisive. New players arriving on the rosters, no previous games really to scout. It is a step into the unknown, but both teams have to step confidently. A slow start now could mean watching at home in 21 months' time, when others are making history by stepping onto the court in the Philippines, Japan and Indonesia for the first ever World Cup held in multiple countries. Marcus Mata, along with Carlos Delfino, in that starting 5 for Argentina, will hope to bring their experience to see Argentina through. Three players on the Argentine roster that are playing outside of Argentina. Delfino currently playing with Pesaro in Italy. Mata playing in Uruguay. Juan Fernandez is the other one, a talented teenager who plays with Fuenlabrada in Spain. And we are underway. The first possession for the hosts of this Group A here in Buenos Aires, Argentina. And they're looking to set the tone with the first score. Brusino putting the ball on the floor then is Mata to the far side. It's an open look for 3 and they make it count. A perfect start for Argentina. Nico Romano, who knocks down the 3. Another man who's got experience at previous major qualifiers. Paraguay's first offense, 3-point shot. Fernando Dosse rims out. Paraguay don't want to make a slow start here. The underdogs already. Nice pass out to the near side. Corner 3, 2 in a row for Argentina. This time it's Marcos Mata from the near side. And that's a backcourt violation from Paraguay as well. Argentina spreading the floor early on, knocking down outside shots, pulling the defense about, one from the far side, one from the near side. What will they create here? Far side touch pass onto the interior for the first time. Back out, Delfino, he's wide open for 3. but it's a shot clock violation. That was close. Applause from the coach after they create the wide open look, but they run out of time. 6-0, the Argentine lead. They've got it back straight away. It's one-way traffic right now, and Nico Romano has 5 of their first 8 points. It could be a long evening for Paraguay if they don't get going quickly, and they do. Gabriel Peralta volleying his way to the basket. It's a couple of points for Paraguay. And Argentina turned it over as well, so an opportunity to build a bit of momentum after that rip-roaring start from the Argentines. Ramon Sanchez. Riveros to Sanchez, around it comes to him. Hotly contested shot from the elbow, nowhere near, still had 7 seconds to work with. It's not been a good offensive show so far from Paraguay in the opening 2.5 minutes. And it's an attack from Brusino all the way to the basket for the score. Argentina with 10 points in the opening 3 minutes. A little lane opens up, a path into the paint, and Edgar Riveros takes it confidently. A 6-point Argentine lead. One-on-one on the inside, and thrown down, Nico Romano rim-rocker. Argentina taking off early in this one and putting Paraguay to the sword. Romano has 7 of their 12 points so far. Wide open 3 left unguarded, and Ramon Sanchez makes it count. Paraguay determined to keep pace. Finally, an Argentina miss. Off the mark from Carlos Delfino. Riveros looking to get it back. The fake on their handoff. And straight to the basket goes Fernando Dosse. So Paraguay continue to push. Refusing to back down early on, despite Argentina unloading all of their firepower. And they've closed the gap to 3, and a chance to tag one more to their tally here and complete a 3-point play. They've also put 3 fouls on Argentina in the opening 4 minutes. Gonzalez, Mata. Nice pass back out to Marcos Mata, near side, steps in mid-range. Contested shot falls short. And here come Paraguay again. They've really recovered well, only down by 3. A chance to close the gap further, but they turn it over. And then a foul at centre court as Brusino comes away with it. It's Paraguay's first foul. It's on Riveros. The officials perhaps talking about whether this should be an unsportsmanlike foul, which would be free throws and possession for Argentina. Let's see, they're going to go to the video to try and decide. 4.5 minutes into the game, we'll take another look at it now Edgar Riveros just hangs an arm across. There has to be a legitimate attempt to play the ball. He's close to it, but he certainly leaves the arm dangling to make sure there's no breakaway. Let's see, what will the officiating crew decide? Unsportsmanlike. And that, for me, is the right call. So instead of just a regular foul and an Argentine inbound, it's free throws and an inbound. Paraguay will protest. Riveros, of course, the man trying to state his innocence, but the decision has been made, and it was the right one. Although Brusino not yet able to punish Paraguay. Misses both. Okay, far side going to work now is Mata, passes out. Pass had to be reeled in by Brusino. Fade away mid-range with the shot clock ticking down. Offensive rebound. Delfino. Midway point of the first quarter, Argentina by 3. It looked like they were going to run riot here tonight, but now Paraguay making them work on each possession. The problem is Paraguay are having to work a lot because they can't get the ball back. They gave up the offensive rebound and then tipped it out of bounds on that second attempt. So an Argentina third chance scoring opportunity. Delfino. There's some contact there. It's an offensive foul. Heavy contact as well. Away from the ball handler. It was Galizzi who picks up his second already in the opening 5 and a bit minutes. Makes contact with the face of his opponent. Maybe it was sold rather a little by Ramon Sanchez. Still a foul. Not just an offensive foul and a turnover, but also Argentina's 4th team foul already. So any further fouls from the Argentines for the rest of this first quarter on their defense will send Paraguay to the foul line. Paraguay still with 3 fouls to give. They've only committed 1 so far. 5 fouls the limit here in FIBA competition. Paraguay with a chance now to try and get within 1. Close proximity, forced into the miss though was Dosse. Oresta in the game for the first time. Gonzalez to the far side. The Paraguay defense much tighter now, but they leave a free man in the corner. Plenty of time to think about it. And another triple for Argentina, this time from Luciano Gonzalez. They lead by 6, doubling the advantage. Argentina are 3 of 3 from 3-point range. Off-balance shot, off the mark from Sanchez, and Argentina can run. Bit of footwork, stumbling through the paint and over the baseline, though, went Sebastian Oresta. That's the nice footwork, the Euro step to try and get past Peralta. He draws the contact, and before that, a corner 3 with plenty of time to think about it. They're now 3 of 3 on the outside with 3 different players knocking them down. That was Luciano Gonzalez, Nico Romano, and Marcos Mata have also hit from the perimeter. And they can't miss their threes, but they can't hit their free throws. They're 0 of 3 at the line. Make it 0 of 4. 6 and a bit minutes into this game, quite an odd stat. Argentina 100% from 3, 0% from the stripe. They do, however, get the ball back again, and that's been a key feature of this first quarter performance for them. Paraguay can't protect their backboard. 3-point shot, here they go again, 4 of 4 from downtown, and Luciano Gonzalez has the last 2. It's seen Argentina open up a sizable gap again at 9 points. (18-9) to Argentina. And we had a bit of a Paraguay fight back, but that's been put to bed for now. They'll try and get back on the comeback trail, and what a way to do it through Gabriel Peralta. A touch-tight contested 3, and he got it to land. So 6 the lead for Argentina. Spinning and twisting in the paint, but dishing off, albeit after the turnover. Here's the 3. Take a look at this. Peralta from a couple of feet back with a big player flying at him and making a bit of contact in the end. He wasn't going to be put off. So that was the first on the outside for Peralta, the second for Paraguay. The two teams combined are 6 of 7 from 3-point range in this game. Let's take a look at this contact after Peralta reeled it in. Not too easy to see what happened. Paraguay down 6. Peralta, the lane opens up to attack towards the edge of the paint. They move it around the perimeter, 3-point shot, far side, and another one. 8 3-point attempts in this game, 7 have gone down for the two teams combined. Back-to-back threes for Argentina, opened up a 9-point gap. Back-to-back threes for Paraguay, get them back within 3. And there's Argentina's first miss on the outside. It was a 9-point Argentina lead just a few seconds ago. It remains at 3. Nice flash into the lane, in transition, and the score for Romano. That's 7 points in the first quarter for Nico. Strong attack on the inside from Adolfo Lopez, and Paraguay answer right back. Both offenses running very well down the floor, back and forth. And Argentina creating good 3-point looks in the half court. This time a long range 2. And Paraguay able to protect their backboard. They've given up too many offensive rebounds in this first quarter. Argentina have grabbed 3 already. Flat 3, off the mark, but a foul. Here's the second 3 in quick succession for Paraguay. But Argentina answering back on the interior. And a 2 for Paraguay as well. Paraguay at the line here, down 3, and We've had 6 free throw attempts in this game. They've all been missed. But we've had 9 3-point attempts and only had 2 misses. Finally, the rot at the stripe is ended. Paraguay within 2. Final minute of the first approaching. Noresta. Looking back out, and he's fouled. Foul on Martinez Rojas. An inbounding situation for Argentina. That was only Paraguay's 2nd foul. Argentina at the limit already. Barreiro going to work. Fancies his chances. Lovely spin and step through move. Grabs his own rebound and puts it in. The 22-year-old centre coming to play. Agustin Barreiro. Argentina doubled the advantage to 4. Final 40 seconds in the first hit. An offensive showdown in Buenos Aires. A 3-point shot. Martinez Rojas off the mark. And a big defensive rebound this time for Barreiro, having previously grabbed the offensive rebound for the stick back. Paraguay's 3rd foul. Meandering dribble all the way through. Far too easily for Sebastian Noresta. Noresta just went one way, then the other. Didn't really get challenged. Argentina up by 6, 11.9 left in the first. The foul, though, with Argentina at the limit, so Yoshi Pinti goes to the line, a 22-year-old forward who plays with Deportivo San Jose. Buenos Aires fans trying to put him off, and they do miss the second, but they grab the offensive rebound. Shot clock turned off now at the end of the first, so Paraguay will hold it for the final shot if they can play their cards right. Yoshi Pinti turns it over, but at least for his sake leaves Argentina no time in which to generate the final shot of the quarter for themselves. They take a 5-point advantage into the first big break. At the end of 1, Argentina 24, Paraguay 19. Two teams putting up efficient offensive numbers, albeit not from the free throw line. Look back at some of the highlights of the opening 10 minutes. Argentina red hot out to the gates, knocking down their first 4 3-point attempts. Paraguay knocked down their first couple as well. Looked like Argentina would open up a big gap and perhaps never look back as the favourites here, and hitting the target time and time again in the opening few minutes, but Paraguay had other ideas. They've really shown their character to keep it close. Luca Romano with the biggest dunk of the game so far. He leads the way with 7 points. And altogether, 4 of 5 from the outside for Argentina in that first quarter, 3 of 5 for Paraguay. 2 of them coming from Gabriel Peralta, who leads them with 6 points. Let's play that time from Argentina in transition. They have opened up a 5-point lead at the start of the second quarter. Here we go, start of the second. Paraguay have the ball, down by 5. Mercado off to Martinez Rojas. Nice bounce pass between a gap. Shot off the window doesn't fall though for Lopez. He wants to travel on Argentina. They want a foul. It is a foul on Adolfo Lopez, so it's Argentina who get the answer they want from the official. Juan Pablo Feliu's team in the first quarter didn't commit many fouls. One straight away at the start of the second, and actually after only 18 seconds we're going to go to the Argentina bench for a timeout.
Y nos están tocando. Estamos quedando muy afuera, entonces no llega muy fácil. Lo que hacemos es repica acá, nos metemos adentro. A ver si con esta situación hace un skip pass. Si llega a hacer un skip pass, llego, no doy el medio para que penetre, ¿no? Y ya si contengo el tiro y va para adentro, nos va a agarrar a todo acá también en el eje. ¿Estamos? Nos cerramos, a ver si podemos robar un par de pelotas. ¿Está? Porque estamos muy pegados al otro. Rum, nos metemos adentro. ¿Está? Si hay algún triple, mala mía, no se preocupe. Vamos, chicos, vamos, que está muy bien.
In that timeout, you saw the rebounding differential, 12-5 altogether in favor of Argentina. Juan Pablo Feliu, the Paraguay head coach, needs to solve the issue that his team are having on their backboard. They've given up 4 offensive rebounds to Argentina, only grabbed 1 of their own at the other end. This is a feisty, fiery contest, as you'd expect, between 2 South American rivals. Argentina happy to trade big blows with Paraguay, particularly on the perimeter. Return off the back of a Che Garcia timeout, only 18 seconds into the second quarter. There's the trap from Paraguay, trying to get the ball and doing so off Barreiro. Albeit via the contact. Argentina looking to work it around the perimeter. Shot clock winding down here. Behind the back pass, around it goes. Really nice ball movement to beat the buzzer with another dagger from distance. Sebastian Oresta this time. That's his name to a growing list of players to hit a 3. Argentina by 8. That's their 5th of the game on just 6 attempts. Paraguay trying to attack on the interior, and they get fouled. Well, this was just beautiful Argentine basketball. Oresta getting a few fans on their feet in this arena and getting Argentina up by 8. 5 of 6 from downtown as a team, and 4 different players have hit those 5 threes for Che Garcia's side. Luciano Gonzalez, the one player who's hit 2. But still, free throws are a problem. Argentina are 0 of 4. Paraguay are just 3 of 7. There's contact away from the ball. First foul on Rodney Mercado. Argentina up by 7 to inbound. That was the second Paraguay foul in this second quarter. They're trying to take the ball, and they have done. Off Gonzalez. Transition offense, but the chase back rejection to put the brakes on the Paraguay fast break. And it leads to a 3 at the other end, but a rebound for Mercado. Here's Mercado on the offensive end, moving it on to Martinez Rojas. Feeds it inside, under the hoop, and finishing on the reverse with the contact. A chance at a 3-point play for Mercado. Paraguay looking to get back within 4, but look at the block, denying Pinti. Argentina 27, Paraguay 22. 2 minutes into the second quarter. Look at 23, they move it around, get it back in the corner, 3-point shot again. And that is only the second miss on the outside for Argentina so far. Further encouragement for Paraguay. They'll put the ball on the floor this time, an attack on the interior. It's packed in the paint though, and they turn it over. Argentina can run options left and right. And they can't make it count in transition. Trying to thread the eye of the needle was Martinez Rojas. It is still Paraguay ball. Only down by 4. They've trailed by a fairly significant margin on a couple of occasions. The largest Argentina lead has been 9. They started by scoring the first 8 points of the game. Argentina have led for the entirety so far, but Paraguay are right there in the rearview mirror. Pinti missing the opportunity to make it a 1-point game. A turnover from Argentina, trying a pirouette in the paint and breaking free into the paint, down the other end of the floor in the blink of an eye. Martinez Rojas makes it a 1-possession game from 9 down. 27-25. There's a foul on Paraguay. There's the turnover. Jorge Martinez Rojas with an excellent steal and then going coast to coast and keeping his cool and composure and producing his quality in the paint. Argentina attacking on the interior. Agustin Barreiro with a Buenos Aires blockbuster. They are holding Paraguay at arm's length, just about. They'll feed it on the inside, Paraguay this time themselves, and a foul. But how about this from Barreiro? The 22-year-old center going in strong. And pulling down the hammer. Paraguay down by 4, 4 minutes into the second quarter. Pinti caught under the hoop and turns it over. (29-25), approaching the midway point of the second quarter. Barreiro hands it off this time. Brusino prodding and probing on the perimeter. They look to post at far side, spin towards the baseline, rolls his opponent far too easily. Delfino delivers. Argentina up by 6, starting to generate momentum again. Che Garcia's team looking to go to another gear. No inbound here, approaching the midway point of the second quarter. There's a whistle straight away. Delfino to inbound. Paraguay only one foul away from the limit now. And still a long way to go in this half. Shot clock ticking down. Hotly contested 3, an air ball forced on Delfino, who's a very good three-point shooter. Peralta tames the loose ball. Paraguay in transition, but running into trouble. Pass inside, and the score stretches the lead to 8. 33-25 Argentina, opening up a gap again after Paraguay got within 2 from 9 down, and then the steal and the breakaway score for the first double-digit lead of the game. Argentina going through the gears. And that will force a timeout from Juan Pablo Feliu on the Paraguay bench.
Punto, estamos cometiendo errores por no ser agresivos verticales y por jugar detrás de la línea del balón. Ok, está claro, mirame una cosa. Podés sacar algo de Bencho. Fer, Junior, Ale, Titi, estamos a 10 puntos, no regalemos goles gratis por no tirar al aro, vamos a regalar por tirar al aro. Ok, Cortina, tratar de que venga Titi, si no viene Titi va Fer, si no viene Junior. Ok, automáticamente rompen la bola, si viene el grande, trabajen bien esto, viejo. El grande venga, trabajen mano en mano con Ale y armen bien la salida de los tiradores que están teniendo problemas para defender eso. Si salimos, escuchen, si salimos del lado del 4, venimos cruzados a jugar el pick and roll y el 4 juega abertura.
Well, Argentina have taken this to the next level. Paraguay came from 9 down to get within 2. Argentina, in a matter of moments, up by 10. (35-25) with 4.5 minutes to play in the second quarter. And Paraguay make a push again. Will Argentina blow this game open before half-time? One-on-one offense, edge of the paint, and a foul. That's the 4th on Argentina to match the 4 of Paraguay. So any further fouls from either defense for the rest of this half now will send the opposition offense to the foul line. Ramon Sanchez looking to take on a couple of defenders. Tough shot though. And Argentina are getting chances to run the floor and play in transition time and time again. It leads to the open 3 that time, and they make it count for their 6th triple of the half. The first for Solanas, 5 different players knocking down from deep. The lead for Che Garcia's team continues to grow, now at 13. Paraguay have to sort it out. It's a huge 3.5 minutes for them. They need to protect the ball. That's much better. Excellent bounce pass. Well, they blow the layup. They now have to get back quickly in transition. Delfino will take it right back at Paraguay and stretches the lead to 15 with a chance to add 1 more to that tally. Argentina relentless right now. Delfino, who is playing with Pesaro in Italy, he's been shooting at 43% on the outside this season, continuing the quality he's shown throughout his long career. But for all of Argentina's ability on the perimeter, they can't seem to hit free throws. They're 0 of 5. Delfino off the mark from 3 that time. So 15 is the Argentina lead, the largest it's been. Paraguay have to protect the ball. They've just about kept hold of it that time. Peralta almost lost it. It's a real head scratcher for Juan Pablo Feliu. Hearing it as he goes to the bench, Agustin Barreiro, who's produced the biggest moment so far for these fans in Buenos Aires with a huge dunk. Little shake-off move, but no shot after it from Peralta. A flash into the paint. And a score for Gabriel Peralta after the work from Alejandro Peralta. 13 the gap, 2.5 to play in the second. It needs to be, you feel, a big 2.5 for Paraguay. They need defensive stops, a couple of scores. Rusino, Delfino. It opens up for him to attack towards the baseline and contact mid-air. Paraguay at the foul limit, so Delfino will go to the foul line, where Argentina are yet to hit one. Including a miss from Delfino a few moments ago when he failed to complete a 3-point play opportunity. They're 0 of 5 as a team, Argentina, at the free throw stripe, but 6 of 11 from the 3-point line and 17 of 29 from the field altogether. Very strange indeed. 61% inside, 55% on the perimeter, 0% at the stripe, 0 of 6 now. Delfino finally gets one to land and shows that the stripe isn't cursed for Argentina. 14 is the lead for the hosts. A really tough second quarter for Paraguay, particularly on the offensive end. Points really at a premium. They've scored just 8 in this quarter in as many minutes. (41-27) with 2 minutes of the first half to play. They're far from cut adrift, but we're at a pivotal point where Paraguay can't afford to let this lead grow too much and could do with getting closer towards single figures. There's a long way to go, but it's at tipping point stage if Argentina continue on an upward trajectory for the next 2 minutes. misses from the free throw line are a huge help to Paraguay. Otherwise, this one might be out of sight for Paraguay already. 1 of 8 from the stripe, Argentina as a team. Make it 1 of 9. Quite remarkable. And Peralta down the other end of the floor as Paraguay look to pull it back again. They've closed the gap down to 12. Cross-court pass far side for Argentina. Mid-range floater goes. No problem from the field for Argentina whatsoever. So 14 the lead. A minute and a half to play at the end of the first half. Riveiros looking back out for Ljubitic, who's not been in the game and not involved too much. Shot clock winding down. Is there time here? Going inside? No, because of the defense. Kevin Hernandez got a hand on the ball as his opponent looked to attack and made sure he couldn't get the shot away. That's an excellent read of the situation. Great timing of the intervention. Timeout with just over a minute to play in the first half. Argentina up by 14.
Son 14. Estamos en lo que queremos, ¿no? 1-16. A morir allá. Ahí está. Marco siempre te hace esto y quiere ir para adentro el tipo. Entonces te quedas con él. Derecha 3. Marco Matías. Le pasás a Carlos. Lo traes a Matías. Carlos Matías. No me haga foul de ataque en la cortina. Cruza, se la da vuelta a Marco. Marco juega ahí. Se queda moviéndose. Marco y Matías.
You're seeing the leading players in the different categories and the leading scorers for Argentina who have the 14-point edge. They've had a really good spread on the offensive end. A point illustrated by the fact they've had 5 different players knock down their 6 3-pointers. They've had 9 of their 11 players that have taken to the court score. Paraguay almost the complete opposite of that. Have had 10 points from Gabriel Peralta, the game's top scorer, but they've only scored 29 as a team, and they can't stop the bleeding on the defensive end. Delfino for Argentina. That's 9 for him now to lead his team. A 16-point lead for Argentina is the largest of the game in the final minute of the second quarter. Little stop and shake off and shot from Riveiros. And Paraguay just looking to hang around in the fight. They need defensive stops and a score in between, perhaps. It's an open 3, but a deep 3, but it doesn't matter for Brusino as Argentina deliver another big blow. 7 first half threes, 48 first half points. And that one from way beyond the setting sun for Juan Brusino. And you start to wonder if the sun might just set on Paraguay to leave them in the dark. Down by 17 now. "27 seconds to play in the first half." We did just have a foul from Carlos Delfino right off the back of that three-pointer. So with them at the limit, Paraguay will go to the line for two, trailing by 17 it seems. The officials first are going to go to the video. There'll be a 3-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Here's the deep three. You'll see some contact there in the paint with the ball in flight. It's Peralta at the line. They changed the identity of the infringer. It was a foul on Marcus Mata rather than the one that initially showed up on Carlos Delfino. Paraguay need each and every point they can get, have to take their opportunities from the stripe. Argentina perhaps will take as much time as they can here. Pretty quick on the offensive end initially. Not hanging around. Down the baseline they go. Wide open three. Shifted on. They're all open. It doesn't go though for Solanas. They went for a quick offense, which leaves Paraguay now 5.2 seconds to generate the final shot of the first half for themselves. A strange decision from Argentina, although they do have a 15-point safety net. Timeout Paraguay.
Hey, tenemos tiempo, no la rifen la bola, ¿eh? Está claro, no la rifen. Mirame una cosa. Lucho. Sí, allá. Ok, Bebu. ¿Entendés, Junior? Junior, Ale. Te va a poner acá y Junior te va a apoyar acá, primero. Mire una cosa, mire. Sí, sí. Titi, no, ¿qué hace? Vamos a hacer.
Ale acá. Este más abajo. Quiero esta cortina y esta salida sobre el otro que está acá arriba, ¿está?
Bebu, lo cortinás acá. Ok, Titi lo cortinás, Titi a ver si entra la bola y Bebu va a venir para arriba. Junior va a quedar para el 3 puntos abierto, en otro lado.
Titi va a seguir.
Está. Cambiate ahora, hermano.
A huge difference in the bench scoring. Argentina with 20 from the bench, Paraguay just 9. You would expect the 7th ranked team in the world to have the better strength in depth. Gabriel Peralta is the man that Paraguay have relied on more than anyone else to bring it on the floor here tonight. He's got 10 of their 33 points. He leads all scorers, but Argentina have lots of weapons, but no defense down the final stretch of the second quarter. Paraguay putting a silver lining on an otherwise dark cloud of a quarter, and racing the length of the floor in 5 seconds. That reduces the arrears to 13 at the half. A huge offensive half for Argentina to lead 48-35. And these fans will be very happy with what they've seen from their team. But the job is far from done. Despite Argentina shooting 65% inside, 54% on the perimeter, they've only hit 1 of 9 free throw attempts Just a crazy stat from a team that have been shooting the ball so well. They've grabbed 6 more rebounds in the game, including 3 more offensive rebounds. And they have a nice spread. As I was saying, on the offensive end, Delfino leads the way with 9. Brusino and Romano both have 7. Peralta, the top scorer in the game, with 10. Time for some halftime entertainment in Buenos Aires. And we will take a look back at the best of the action from the opening 20 minutes. Argentina scoring 24 points in both quarters. They started by hitting their first 4 attempts on the outside before finishing the half with 7 threes. They scored the first 8 points of the game, led by as many as 9 in the first quarter. Paraguay tried to respond and close the gap to a couple of points. Argentina then opened up another gap of 15 before Paraguay pushed again. They've been playing catch-up for the entirety of the opening 20 minutes. A couple of big dunks from Argentina. Nico Romano with 1. It was followed later by an even bigger one from Agustin Barrero. But open threes have been a real feature of the Argentine offense. The Paraguayan perimeter defense struggling. Argentina 7 of 13 from downtown altogether, but Paraguay 3 of 6. Their offensive numbers are good, 50% inside and out. But they have also committed 4 more turnovers and grabbed 3 fewer offensive rebounds. So Argentina have had more possessions and more shots. 7 more shots from the field, to be precise. And they have made them count. Paraguay have shown that they can come back from big blows like that. And they will hope to bounce back off the ropes in the second half when we return. Paraguay go into the break down by 13. And trailed by as many as 16 in the first half here in Buenos Aires in this first game in Group A of the qualifying campaign for the 2023 World Cup. Half time at the Estadio Obras Sanitarias. Argentina 48, Paraguay 35. Who join us for the second half in a few minutes' time.
Who will you become when the moment arrives and you're carrying the expectations of an entire nation, representing your people and their dreams, the colorful faces in the streets, the screaming fans in the stands? It's time to make your move. All eyes on you, all hope, all heart. Because when you win for all.
Clava, nice bounce pass into Willy Hernangomez. Oh my words!
What a move! What a drive initially. Attack the basket, then the bounce pass came. Nice job by Clava.
Gowrie, Bakassi, down leads his man on the floor. And throws it down.
After the offensive rebound, look at this move.
He just ripped through the ozone layer and pounded it home a mile
Turner. Gotta get it in. It's in. Mahika breaks through. Mahika to win it. He can win it. There's still time. There's still time. There was more than point one. That's celebrating. There's no timeout. There's no timeout.
That's the rebound. Now to Provatola. Deck behind the back pass. Oh yes. Now we've got to play.
That's the play of the day so far. Behind the back from Deck.
Did you see that? Matu throws it down. Well, 11 guys have taken the floor for Nigeria. 10 of them have scored. None as emphatically as that.
Is that a Nigerian poster?
Yeah, it is.
We have walked this land for a long time. We know how far we've gone, and we're sure of how far we can go. Unity is not just a word here. It's not just a spirit in this sport. It's the way we all move. We are proud of our art, country, family, language, and culture. We are united by basketball.
Welcome to FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup 2022.
Welcome back to the Estadio Obras Sanitarias as we take a look at the top scorers for their respective teams at half-time. For Paraguay, and the top scorer in the game, Gabriel Peralta, has 10 points for them and is yet to miss a shot. 3 of 3 on the inside, and it is only attempt on the perimeter as well, although he is 1 of 2 at the foul line. 2 rebounds on his tally as well. We're not too long away from the start of the second half. Argentina leading by 13 at the break, 48-35. A balanced approach for them, but leading the way with 9 points is their most experienced player, Carlos Delfino. 4 of 7 from the field altogether, 1 of 3 at the stripe. He's 4 of 5 on the inside, missed both of his shots on the perimeter. But all of his teammates have been knocking them down from deep. 2 rebounds, 2 assists as well for Delfino in just over 13 minutes on court. Argentina 48, Paraguay 35 is the score. This is a Group A contest, game 1 for these 2 teams in this qualification campaign. The first of 6 games across 3 windows. In the first stage of qualifying, the aim to finish in the top 3 of their 4-team group and make it to the second stage, where there will be 2 groups of 6, with the top 3 going to the World Cup, along with the best 4th place team. And there's a look at the game leaders in the various categories for Argentina. We talked about the 9 points of Delfino. They've got 7 rebounds from Agustin Barrero, as well as the biggest play of the game, one-handed dunk, and a couple of his 4 points. And they're led creatively by Juan Brusino, who's got 3 assists. Delfino, there's a look at his complete stat line. A player who won gold back at the 2004 Athens Olympics, as well as bronze in Beijing 4 years later. He's been around a long time, literally decades of experience on the national team. We've looked at Paraguay's top scorer. We'll see their leaders in the other categories now. Not too many big performances in that regards. Riveiros, a couple of assists. Peralta, a couple of rebounds, as well as his 10 points. But behind his 10 points, they've had 7 from Edgar Riveiros, as well as those 2 assists. Nobody else in the game for Paraguay has more than 1 assist. They've struggled creatively. Nobody else on more than 4 points, apart from Riveiros and Peralta. He's a perfect 4 of 4 from the field for those 10, but could do with a bit more help from his teammates. Contrast that with Argentina. Behind the 9 of Delfino, they've got 7 from Brusino and Romano, 6 from Gonzalez, 5 each from Oresta and Solanas. They've had now 10 players who've taken to the court and scored, Argentina. Paraguay made a couple of attempts at the comeback in the first half, and Argentina slammed the brakes on them. Paraguay are going to have to go at it again in the third quarter. The third quarter that should be pivotal, one way or the other. It'll be game over, or it'll be a chance for Paraguay in the fourth. They can't afford to go into the fourth quarter down by double figures, you feel.
Vamos, 1, 2, 3, Argentina.
Seguimos con cabeza 3, 22.
Here we go then, start of the second half. Paraguay trailing by 13, have been down by as many as 16. A tough task for Juan Pablo Feliu and his team. They have the ball to start. Edgar Riveiros to inbound. Argentina 48, Paraguay 35. Start of the second half here in Buenos Aires. Peralta. Here's Gabriel Peralta. Gets it back far side, puts it on the floor. Peralta into the corner, 3-point shot, and it drops. Perfect start for Paraguay in the second half. They close the gap to 10. The problem for them has been on the defensive end. Ramon Sanchez is now 2 of 2 from downtown. There's the first foul coming very quickly at the start of this second half. It's on the man who just knocked down the 3, Sanchez. Well, free momentarily off the inbound, but hesitating and missing was Mata. Chance now for Paraguay to make it a single-digit game. Peralta. This is Alejandro Peralta passing on to Gabriel Peralta, who lets it rain. Gabriel Peralta has come to play. 13 points for him in the game. Back-to-back threes for Paraguay make it a 7-point margin, having trailed by 13 at the half. Just volleying his way to the basket. To answer back is Delfino. Double figures for him now with 11. First Argentina player to pass that mark. Three-point shot again, this time rims out. Paraguay living or dying by the triple. 9 the lead for Argentina. Deep three for them falls short. A frantic start to the third quarter. Paraguay will just start to slow it down on this offense. Run by Riveros. It's free towards the stripes. He's a big frame flying at him. Finds a pass, but they're not able to generate a good shot at the moment with the shot clock winding down here. Long-range three-point shot doesn't go for Ljubic. Argentina to try and steady the ship, but instead, well, Ljubic thought they'd turned it over, but he's penalised for a foul. Tried to pick the pocket of Delfino. He won't be happy with the start to the second half. Che Garcia on the Argentine bench. Paraguay disappointed with that call. Paraguay really looking to turn up the intensity on defense. As I said, they would have to after conceding 48 first half points. It's a fine margin though between tight defense and a foul, and also between tight defense and an interception. But they get it back here via Gabriel Peralta, who does intercept at the second time of asking. In transition, three-point shot, but they'll turn it over. Travel called on the ball handler. There's a carry there, isn't there, from Gabriel Peralta. They've really put everything in at the start of the second half, Paraguay, and you feel not quite got their reward. Some diligent defense, but then some sloppy moments as well. And that point embellished by the fact they've just committed their third foul after just over 2.5 minutes of the third quarter. Forced a series of turnovers, a few near turnovers, and not quite got the job done, not being clinical. With the door slightly ajar, they have failed to step towards it. I have to imagine Argentina will respond. Paraguay won't get too many opportunities like that. Three-point shot, near side, perfect illustration provided by Carlos Delfino to the point I was just making. Argentina back up by 12. Riveros to Peralta. Touch pass to play, but not to bounce off an Argentina leg. Delfino now has 14 points and leads all scorers in the game. Good players, it falls short for Riveros. Delfino, this is the pass in, the freedom of the paint to put it up. That Paraguay defense has fallen apart very quickly. 9 points now for Nico Romano, and the lead is back to 13, which is where it was at the half. In fact, I think it's going to be more than that. It is 14 now, but that one goes down for Paraguay. A big moment at the start of this third quarter to really make a push. has disappeared. There's a foul on the offensive rebound attempt by Marcos Mata. Argentina up by 12. And starting to rediscover their mojo. Juan Pablo Feliu on the Paraguay bench starting to get riled. Yeah, the foul was on Argentina. That's their first. Paraguay have committed 3 early on. It opens up the path into the paint for the strong attack by Mercado, using his outstretched right arm to avoid the shot blocker. 10-point margin. 6 points now for Mercado. Approaching the midway point of the third quarter, and a whistle on the baseline. He just got in behind the defense to attack Mercado that time. And only had one thought in mind, straight to the hole. Really good use of the body to avoid the rejection. They have since picked up their 4th foul of this third quarter already. That's the byproduct of trying to play tighter defense at the start of the second half. 3-point shot will go down again. Marcos Mata right on the money. 9 threes for Argentina tonight. They lead by 12. Driving all the way to the basket, but missing Riveros. Gets it back, free, and scores. And closes the gap to 10 again, right on the midway point of the third quarter. Rusino. They're going to turn it over, Argentina. As much as they continue to fire, particularly on the perimeter, Paraguay refused to go away. Foul called there on Nico Romano. Argentina's second of the quarter. No doubt Che Garcia's team still in control. They've been putting up points on a pretty consistent basis from the start of this game until this point. 24 in each of the first 2 quarters and 9 already here in the third. But Paraguay put up 12 in this quarter, and they're hoping to make it a single-digit margin. They feel they can't rely on their offense, Paraguay, though. They have to find a way to see their defense slow down Argentina. Just checking the value of this basket, I think, from Marcos Mata, who does appear perhaps to have a toe on the line. I think they called it a 2 actually on the court rather than a 3. It seems to be the correct call. They will make sure. There has to be conclusive evidence to the contrary to change what was the initial call on court. See how many fingers were held up there by the official. (57-47) appears to be the score either way. Driving through the paint but missing at the end of it. Then there's another whistle. Now the goaltend, I think, was called there. So the point's good for Paraguay to close the gap to 8. Delfino grabbed the ball at the second attempt. Barreiro into the game. Had a couple of big moments in the first half. Long range step back 2 at the buzzer. No good. Paraguay really digging deep. And looking to get back on track. Turnaround three-point shot, rims out for Riveiros. Delfino creates space mid-range, and actually the defense had backed off towards Barreiro in the paint. Delfino had the freedom of mid-range to fire, but chose to pass and got away with it in the end. Now he gets free on the perimeter and backs it in. Argentina back in business via the bank. Step back, three-point shot. No good for Ramon Sanchez. Every time Paraguay look like they're going to really put together a run and try to reel Argentina back in, the hosts here find another gear and continue to hold Paraguay at arm's length, up by 11. Offensive rebound, Mata saves it far side. Delfino passes on the responsibility. Romano for three, got it. And the lead balloons to 14 again. The 10th three of the night for Argentina as they look to put Paraguay in the rearview mirror once more. The timeout call by Juan Pablo Feliu on the Paraguay bench.
Paren, callen. Están cambiando, están haciendo todo y no termina la defensa con el rebote. Ni siquiera generan un puto gesto para rebotear. Vamos, viejo, ¿ok? Que tire un solo tiro. Y si no van a tomar el rebote, que estén con contacto con nosotros. 3 rebotes le regalamos, ¿ok? Y después la comunicación no existe. No vayan a robar pelota al pedo porque después que nos comemos triple gratis. En ofensiva, no hay que jugar con la pelota en la mano. Jugamos uno cabeza. Jugamos uno o cabeza, y el uno lo jugamos con el mano en mano y trabajamos para mover de lado a lado la defensa. Si salen del lado de Junior, puede venir Fernando en velocidad a jugar el pick and roll, pero no empiecen a agarrar la pelota y tenerla 15 segundos picando, ¿ok?
And this is a valiant performance from Paraguay. 3 big attempts at a comeback for them after they conceded the first 8 points of the game. They've been chasing Argentina ever since, but for the 3rd time, Argentina have cut that comeback attempt short. And so often they've turned to their three-point shooting to do so. 14 the lead now, with 13 minutes to play. That's a foul on Delfino by the looks of it. 3rd for Argentina in this quarter. His 2nd. Paraguay are putting together little runs, but they can't engineer that one big run they need. Seems to be a series of small runs traded between the two teams. 5-6 points for Paraguay, 5-6 points for Argentina, and the gap looks like it's going to close and then doesn't. Peralta, the most likely. Adds a couple to his tally, closes the gap down to 12. $15 points for him now to lead Paraguay. The problem has been their defense. They have struggled for stops. And Agustin Barreiro with the exclamation mark on that point. $14 the lead again. Dossé wants to take it into the paint where it's crowded and turns it over. Final 2 minutes of the 3rd quarter. A chance for Argentina, after all of Paraguay's persistence, to try and tie or surpass the largest lead of the night. And it is a 16-point lead. $14 for Romano now. Argentina in the driver's seat. Again, they try and attack on the interior, where there's not a lot of room, but they draw the contact that time. Barreiro at the other end, in the opposite paint, had it all to himself. The ball handler drawing the double team, Barreiro getting inside completely free. And Argentina are soaring again. The 39-year-old Delfino leads the way with 17 points for them. They've got 14 from Romano. Two players who've pulled out way ahead for Argentina after that balanced approach in the first half. They both had big third quarters. Paraguay really do need each and every point they can possibly get, as Sanchez goes 1 of 2 at the stripe. That puts him to double figures with 10 points. He joins Gabriel Peralta at that milestone. Peralta, their leading scorer, with 15 points. In fact, it's only 9 for Ramon Sanchez. So still just Peralta in double figures. 15 the gap, approaching the final minute of the third quarter. Gonzalez spins towards the stripe, defense not budging, deflecting the ball beyond the baseline with 3.3 to shoot. It's not impossible for Paraguay, but it is at the moment looking improbable. They could do with a big 66 seconds to finish the third quarter. Before that, we'll go to the two benches.
Sebas acá. Fede. Pipi. Chuso. Matías. O vas y volvés, ¿no? No importa. Pero lo que estoy buscando es esto. Pipi, vas a venir por acá. Fede, ponete como en el poste medio, ¿me explico o no? Poste medio. Entonces, no. Fede va a venir acá. Chuso acá. Vas a venir Pipi como por la línea de fondo. Y acá cuando haces el rulo, Chuso te va a cortinar. Chuso lo cortinás, ¿me escuchaste? Se la tirás arriba a Pipi. Y después de esto, mírame. Y después de esto, Chuso abre si no entra.
En el mismo momento que se está haciendo esto, vamos.
Olvídate de esto. Esto y pack te la tiran.
Well, Paraguay have huffed and puffed.
Lo cortinás a Pipi y abría la esquina. Avisale, ¿entendiste, Seba?
But Argentina wearing the smiles right now. They're in control. And the offense has clicked consistently throughout. They missed the shot off the inbound. Final minute of the third quarter. Paraguay could do with a couple of scores and a defensive stop in between. They can't do the first part of that job.
Right here, we're going to be right here. Yeah, let's change the ball. One step on my side on the basket, it's going to be a spot. Hey! 10.
Oresta. Argentina by 15. And they stretch the lead at the end of the third. Always seem to be players open on the perimeter, that time a couple of feet back. The miss, they catch up with the offensive rebound though and earn a fresh 14 on the shot clock. Tough to take for Paraguay. 8 offensive rebounds now for Argentina. The defense continuing to show its diligence. at least on the interior, trying to give little for free. 2.5 to shoot. They still, in that limited time, generate an open three, but can't make it count. 10 seconds for Paraguay, pushing the ball swiftly down the floor. It's not a good shot with time to spare. Off balance, moving the wrong way away from the basket, Alejandro Peralta. And at the buzzer it goes, but it won't count. So Che Garcia's Argentina take a 15-point lead into the fourth quarter, 67-52 at the end of 3. We'll take a look at the shooting numbers, still very high from the field for both teams, in fact, despite both really struggling at the stripe. Third quarter that Argentina won 19-17. At the moment, these two just trading blows. Paraguay not able to generate any momentum. They tried their best to do that right out of the gates at the start of the second half. Hit a couple of threes to reduce a 13-point halftime deficit to 7. But then Argentina picked up the pace on the offensive end, and they've been knocking down threes all night. 10 of them off 22 attempts. The perimeter defense a long way from where it needs to be for Paraguay, and that time pulled out to the perimeter, the double team, leaving the freedom of the paint for Barreiro to land a big interior blow. Just a reminder, you can get the official app to check out all of the World Cup qualifier scores and highlights. Everything you need right in your pocket. Do Paraguay have something in their pocket they can produce in this fourth quarter? It would take a remarkable 10 minutes to overhaul a 15-point deficit against this Argentina team. They do at least start with the ball. Martinez Rojas. Putting it on the floor is Lopez. Looking to back in, twist and turn and score, and a whistle. The shot rimmed out. It's a foul on Barreiro. No individuals in the game in foul trouble. Mercado has 3 for Paraguay. As does Dosse, but nobody on 4, and not even a player on 3 yet for Argentina. Gabriel Peralta moves it on. This is Martinez Rojas bringing it back beyond the perimeter. Step back 3-point shot. Whistle was against Adolfo Lopez of Paraguay, his second foul. Their first of the fourth quarter. It's another wide open Argentine 3. Almost went off the hop. Paraguay trying to protect their backboard, and they do. They struggled to do that through the game. That's been another one of their big problems. 3-point shot doesn't go down for Gabriel Peralta. Argentina pushing the ball in transition. Might have had the open 3, instead splitting a couple of defenders. Getting to the basket for the score is Solanas. 17 is now the largest lead of the evening with just 9 minutes to play. 7 points for Solanas. And Argentina are very nearly there in a commanding position. Lopez going towards the paint. It comes back out to Gabriel Peralta, into Lopez now. Tough shot on the turnaround. They're not making good shots at the moment, Paraguay, not creating good shots. The offense was much better in the first half. Solanas across to the far side, bounce pass down the baseline into the corner for the three that rims out Maguire. Some bench players getting longer minutes for Argentina. And Barreiro, who's been impressive, grabs yet another offensive rebound. He's got a block shot, 6 points, and 8 rebounds, 2 on the offensive glass. Gonzalez, he's hit a couple of threes. They all seem to have hit a few threes. They can't hit them in this fourth quarter, otherwise this one would be well and truly done and dusted, but they grab another offensive rebound and get a fresh 14 and go to work again, and this time slicing and dicing the defense is Sebastian Oresta. Argentina lead by 19. It's the home team who are making a push towards the final stretch. Argentina going from strength to strength, intercepted in the end zone that time for Paraguay though. Mochi Pinti, transition three, near side, that one will land for them as they refuse to wave the white flag just yet. Jorge Martinez Rojas with the triple. In fact, they've called it a 2, he had feet on the line. Not sure about that, still showing as a 3 on my screen, and there we go, it's changed to a 3. So 16 is the gap, but they just can't get defensive stops. A chance at a three-point play for Barreiro. The basket and the and one up against Adolfo Lopez. And the 22-year-old center is now flirting with a double-double. 9 points, 8 rebounds. Martinez Rojas. Riveros. Under the basket, back out. Paraguay will have to light it up from long range, surely, to stand any kind of a chance now. They try to take it onto the interior and draw a foul, the third on Argentina, to match the 3 that Paraguay have committed in this fourth quarter. Paraguay are down by 19. Mid-range shot will go off the inbound. Martinez Rojas make it a 17-point margin. And again, the question that Argentina, or Paraguay rather, have failed to answer throughout is, can they deal with the Argentine offense? The answer has always been no, for the vast majority. And that time, they commit the foul that takes them to 4 for the fourth quarter. So any fouls for the rest of the game in the Paraguayan defense send Argentina to the line. Nice moves. Shot missed though. Another offensive rebound. And another foul. Barreiro. I think that'll be 9 points, 9 rebounds for him now. 3 offensive rebounds. Paraguay can't get defensive stops often, and when they do force Argentina to miss, more often than not, Argentina are grabbing the offensive rebounds. And that happens, the score in the game is only going to go one way. Ten points, 9 boards for Barreiro. 1 rebound away from the double-double. 18 the Argentine lead. Paraguay will persist in attacking and refuse to give up until it is done, but just 6 minutes to overturn an 18-point deficit. And we're going to go to the benches for a timeout. Paraguay, as of yet, unable to solve the problems being posed by the Argentine offense.
Okay. Ah, full es tonto, Atendeme. 11 segundos. Ok, Titi. Vamos a jugar para tu mano fuerte, Jorge. El bajo. Poison. Bicho. Perdón, Titi, bicho quita. Toto. Profundito. Ojo que no... mire, venimos. Rápido, Poison, y abrís para tu 3 puntos. Y atrás viene, cuando Titi viene en mano, venimos a compartir el pick and roll. Toto va a caer. Alguien de los que está en el fondo debe cortar y el otro debe correrse. ¿Está claro? Muchachos, somos más chicos, vamos a bloquear. Está claro, dale, va.
You feel that they could try all night long and fail to find the answer. The defense being sliced and diced inside and out. Argentina shooting 65% from two-point range, 40% on the perimeter. When they're missing, they're often grabbing offensive rebounds. They've got 11 in the game. And Paraguay off the back of the timeout. Turn it over, Barreiro checks the rear-view mirror and then unloads. "12 points for him, a 20-point lead for the first time for Argentina. Again, it's a shot moving away from the basket. An offensive rebound for Paraguay. Corner 3, they will take it on the second chance scoring opportunity. That was only their 5th offensive rebound. Argentina have had 11. 17 the margin, approaching the midway point of the final quarter. Pass deflected as it targeted Barreiro inside. 3-point shot, Martinez Rojas lets it rain. And the tip won't go down. And in transition, Argentina not hanging around. Oh, nice pass. After he got all the way to the top of his jump, Archie Pinty had a plan B. He dished it off. Paraguay closed the gap to 17. 4.5 to play in the game. You feel they could play for hours and hours, though, and Paraguay couldn't close the gap. 3-point shot from distance. Nice line, but too long. But yet again, an offensive rebound and a second chance scoring opportunity for Argentina. This time they attack on the interior. Paraguay grab the board. Now want quick offenses with time not on their side. Edgar Riveros attacking in the paint. And draws the contact. He'll go to the line for 2. There's the turnover, the breakaway dunk from Barreiro, who's been one of the most impressive performers for Argentina tonight. 12 points, 9 rebounds. He's their third top scorer. And he's the leading rebounder in the game. A steal and a block on his stat line as well. They're sitting comfortably right now, 4 minutes away from celebrating an Argentine win here in Buenos Aires to start their 2023 FIBA World Cup qualifying campaign. 1 of 2 at the line. But Paraguay closes the gap to 16. Romano, their other big scorer, Argentina tonight. Delfino, the man who's led the offense, misses that shot. Riveros down the floor. Again, Paraguay looking for quick points. On the turnaround, it rims out. They'll get an offensive rebound again. Martinez Rojas with the pass inside. Can they reel it in? They could, but they couldn't put it in because Lopez is denied. Nice pass. And in transition, Solana scores. Argentina showing how it's done. 9 points for Solanas, an 18-point lead. Final 3 minutes. Three-point shot won't go down for Riveros. Looks as though Paraguay have run out of gas. Delfino dancing and kicking, and Barreiro doing the rest. The big man showing he can shoot the outside shot as well. The center, 22-year-old Agustin Barreiro with a huge contribution, 15 points, 9 rebounds. It was his block a little bit earlier on Lopez as well, his second of the game, and they are running riot. .23 the Argentine lead, and they are now celebrating a win.
Che, muchachos, le acabo de decir, no jueguen mirando los tanteadores. Hicimos un gran esfuerzo, estamos en el juego permanentemente, ahora vienen acá y se entregan. Ahora que vamos a perder por 40 puntos porque ustedes puta madre no quieren defender. Sigan jugando, olvídense del tanteador si estamos jugando bien. Sigamos jugando y si tiramos mal allá, vengamos y defendamos. No puede ser que venga el fin acá, la polla va hasta abajo el lado y ustedes en los cambios no son capaces de ponerse enfrente. No es lo mismo perder por 40 que perder por 20, hermano. Cuerno bajo, ¿ok? Solamente que, Toto, después que venga Junior acá, bien profundito, esperalo Junior, a ver si podemos salir bien, que no van a cambiar. Si no hay nada, así al otro lado. ¡Ey! Terminamos lo bueno que hicimos, terminámoslo bien, no lo hagamos mal.
Dale.
Well, there's that second block from Barreiro, who's in the end, I think, come up with the biggest performance for Argentina. And a huge part of his contribution in the second half. Delfino leads the way in scoring with 19. But Barreiro, 15 points, 9 rebounds, 3 offensive rebounds, 2 blocks and 2 steals. Final 2 minutes approaching here in Buenos Aires. In the first game for these two, they face each other again tomorrow. Paraguay off the back of the timeout, turn it over. Their race is run here tonight. They'll be looking for payback in that game tomorrow. But it will be tough if Argentina play the way they have done, particularly on the offensive end. Turnaround, long range, 2, Delfino doing his thing again. 21 for Carlos Delfino. .25 the lead for Argentina, and another Paraguay turnover. They have been knocked against the ropes. Delfino misses a three this time. Lovely pass in transition, put in by Gabriel Peralta. 17 to lead the way for him for Paraguay. Solanas. A minute to play. Here's the nice pass. Lovely thread of the needle. And Martinez Rojas, too little too late though for Paraguay. Peralta adding to his tally. But they're down by 24. Rusino. Delfino. Screen set. Pereiro rolling inside, receiving and scoring. And tagging two more to his tally. Looks like he might just fall short of the double-double. But 17 points now. Riveiros. Nice pass again. Getting inside was Lopez this time. It might be the final offense for Argentina. On a 90-point night. They'll hope to add more. Three-point shot. Again. Nothing but the bottom of the net for Romano. 12 threes this evening for Argentina, who've produced an electric offensive performance. And that will do it. A 26-point win on Che Garcia's debut on the Argentine bench. 93-67, the final score against Paraguay. Delfino leading the way of all scorers with 21 at the age of 39. And the leader on and off the court. He was 9 of 16 from the field for those 21 points. Did a bit of everything, 6 assists, 4 rebounds and a steal. Just the one turnover. Argentine fans showing their appreciation. Delfino and Coach Garcia embracing a very positive start to Argentina's 2023 World Cup qualifying campaign. They shot super percentages from the field, despite only hitting 3 of 12 free throws, 68% inside, 41% on the perimeter, where they knocked down 12 threes, 4 more assists than Paraguay. Surprising it was only that few. And they won the battle on the boards comfortably, including 12 offensive rebounds to Paraguay's 7. 17 for Pereiro and Romano to back up the 21 of Delfino. Peralta led Paraguay with 17. But Argentina led for the entirety. And Paraguay only once really got close, within 2 points, before Argentina pulled away again. Do stay with us as we wrap this one up from Buenos Aires. This Group A contest, Group A and Group B games in this first window being played here on this court in a bubble, but fans allowed in and they played their part tonight as well. Take a look at the highlights from the second half. After a 48-35 lead at half-time for Argentina. The offense slowed slightly in the third, but they still edged it 19-17. And they exploded on the offensive end again in the fourth quarter to win that one 26-15. Paraguay really put in their place. Delfino 2 of 7 on the outside, 7 of 9 on the interior for his 21 points. 12 threes for Argentina. 8 different players contributing to those 12 threes. Agustin Barreiro with the big display on the interior for the hosts, where he hit 6 of his 8 shots. He also knocked down a 3 later on. The 22-year-old centre Barreiro finishing with 17 points, 9 rebounds, 3 offensive rebounds, 3 steals and 2 block shots. He was the player of the game. Paraguay not too bad on the offensive end, but never found the right combination on the defensive end to keep the Argentine offense quiet. Barreiro with the breakaway. Putting the exclamation mark on Argentina's authority. One of their 3 big scorers, Nicolas Romano, with 17 as well. And Delfino led the way with 21, backed up by 9 from Solanas and 8 from Gonzalez. Argentina with too many weapons, too much quality, too much experience. We'll have to see if Paraguay can solve the problems over the course of the next 24 hours before they face Argentina again here tomorrow. The number 7 ranked team in the world, the reigning silver medalists from the World Cup, have started their route towards the 2023 tournament. So a 93-67 win for Argentina after Venezuela beat Panama by 21 on this court earlier. The 2 teams that faced each other today will face each other again tomorrow before different opponents in the second window in February. It's been a pleasure having your company here on the road to the 2023 FIBA World Cup. We'll see you next time.